Hope everybody can hear me. Um, I am going live. I don't know what time it is. I think at 12. I wasn't gonna go live at first, but I said I haven't been on here for a minute. So let me come on and talk. I hope everybody's doing well. I do have the link on my community wall. So got my hair bunted on. Hopefully, it's somebody in the bushes that I like and not trying to monitor my page. 'Cause you know how you some of you folks are on here. Y'all like to monitor people's page so y'all can go back and try to find some content to do. Sneaky bastards. So I guess you screen recording or whatever you're doing, but I'm not talking about anything, any beef. So if you come for that, you got the wrong channel. Hey, Miss Vaughn, what's good? I do have the link on my community wall. If you would like to come up, you are more than welcome. Going to talk about several things today. So, hey, Black Ubiquity. Before I go to sleep, I already said my prayers. I already have some reading time. So I was like, you know what? I haven't been on here in a few days. Let me just go live. So it's a lot going on in the world today. Well, in this past week, we have 120 people, hey Justin, that were found uh deceased through because of the Texas flood that happened in Kernville, Texas. So for those who believe in prayer, pray for those people, whether you know them or not. Some people have lost their wives, their husbands, their little children, infant babies. Um, a lot of people on, I think it's Camp Mystic. In Camp Mystic, a lot of those young ladies lost their lives at camp. So this is something that's really serious. And shout out to the emergency team and the people that had a hand in rescuing these people. Some of these people were in trees to get away from the flood water. Some people just was holding on to dear life to whatever they could hold on to. So my prayers and go out to those people, and I had just finished praying for them because um, they're left behind and their loved ones have gone on to wherever their destination, you know, is. Um, you know, I just really hate that. I really hate that. That is south of, I believe it's south of Dallas, going to San Antonio. So, yeah, shout out to those people in Kernville, Texas. Like I said, 120 people, adults and children, and babies has lost their life due to, a natural disaster, unfortunately. And you still have people that are acting crazy and they're just not thankful. They just are just walking around mean and hateful. And you have so many people that are really going through some real issues in life, and we're sitting up here crying about little stupid things, and not to minimize some of the things that we go through, but it's so, I always hear a saying that when you think you're going through something bad, it's somebody going through worse things than you are. So we have to really be thankful and pray for other people. And um, I'm not perfect. I have it's when the Bible say pray for your enemies, that is something I struggle with. But I don't mind praying for especially people that are in need. That's never been a problem for me praying for those people that are in need, that are going through different things. um, hey, Realist, long time no see. Good to see you. And so, praying about that. Shout out to those people in Kernville, Texas. Um, let me see. Um, I don't dark. I don't discuss if I'm a Democrat or Republican. Um, that's some things I just don't really even talk about, to be honest with you. Um, some things are personal to me. Now, some things I'll share and some things I won't. But what I do believe is that people should treat people like they want to be treated. So that's about as good of an answer as you're going to get from me with that. Um, it's one thing that people struggle or they get really upset with you about is when you talk about religion and you talk about politics. Those are things that people get very upset with you about because, people have their own ideals on the way they see life and how they think you should do things and how you should vote and all this. I do think that voting is important, especially in your communities, like your city officials. That's probably most important, in my opinion, that you vote for your city, elections. That's just my personal preference. But I do believe in voting, and I believe in voting with. I do have a lot of conservative views, but I do have a few liberal views, but I do have some conservative views. So I would say that I'm neither. I vote for some of the things that a person stands for. That's what I go on. So that's about as good as it's gonna get with me with answering that kind of stuff. 'Cause, they have such a cancel culture around here. Anything you say can and will be used against you. Hey, atmosphere. Now, there's some things I'll say, yes, blatantly. I'm this, I'm that. I believe in this, I believe in that. I see it this way. But there's some things I don't even get into on my platform. It's not that, I just don't get into it. But one thing I will say, Greg Abbott, Senator John Corn. Both of these are Republicans, as well as Donald Trump has really been helping a lot with the situation down here in Kernville, Texas, with because it's basically a tragedy. Like I said, 120 people including children and infants, have lost their lives. So I would say not only United States, but even our officials, Texas officials, have stepped in, and they're Republican. Okay, so I think it's more about who is doing the right thing for the country. That's what I look at. Who is doing the right thing for our city? Hey, Cutting Edge. But I do try to respect everyone. Like you said, Dark, Noise. I don't Noish. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Um, I do try to respect everybody's religion and everybody's way of thinking because we're all different and we see things different. You miss me. Oh, I just been gone a few days, honey. I've been gone a few days. I've been in the chats, but yeah, I've just been chilling because I'm like, it's too much heat on the streets, and I'm trying to stay focused, and not get into anything. Cause you hey Shalai, I can't pronounce it. You know who I'm talking to. My buddy Ben. I don't know why I can't pronounce your name. Noish is a British name. Oh, okay. Shout out to you. Um, you won't believe it. You won't believe it when I tell you this, Dark Nosh. Uh, and please don't be offended if I don't pronounce your name correctly. Us Texans sometimes we speak improper English, so forgive me. I am articulate, but when it gets to a certain time at night, I seem to lose all my senses. Hey, Deborah. Um, you won't believe it, but S- Meghan Markle is a distant cousin of mine. You will not believe it. I found out probably what 4 years ago, and this other people that I'm connected to as well. But Meghan, um, what's her name? Meghan Markle, the one that married Prince Harry. So she is a distant relative of mine, and I found that out, like I said, about 4 to 5 years ago. We found that out through some of my family historians. So I thought that was pretty cool. So I would love to go to London, hopefully next year. There's things that are getting better for me financially. Well, I'll be able to travel. So that is one of the places I would like to go is to Great Britain and go to London and Wales and all of that because I used to have a fascination with Princess Diana. I thought she was very regal and she had great fashion sense. Um, and it was just something mysterious about her as well. So shout out to you. But I'm not going to be talking too long on here. I did put the link in the chat. I mean, not the link in the chat, but I put the link on my community wall. So if you guys go to my community wall, y'all can actually see it. Yeah, I don't know why get why I can't ever get your name right, but I'm gonna get it right, Mr. Ben. Thank you. Shout out to you. I'm not gonna, like I said, what else I was talking about? So Tyler Perry, for those who care. You remember a couple of, I think it was a month ago, I was talking about how everything that's done in the dark is gonna come out in the light. Well, he had a situation where there was somebody that came, well, actually, Christian Keys was the first person, but he never identified who he was talking about. He said a few people, so he never did pin down who he was talking about. Then you have this other guy, Mr. Dixon. I can't remember his first name. He's trying to sue Tyler Perry because he said Tyler Perry, hey SBK, Tyler Perry had sexually harassed him. Then now you have another man, okay, that named Tyler Perry Studios, an executive there at Tyler Perry Studios did something to him when he woke up. He had Vaseline and there was blood in his Botox. I mean, said Botox. Uh, in his butt area. Let me just say it that way, cause like I said, once it get late, I can't get it right. I don't know what it is, but his buttocks, yes, and he found sore and things of that nature. And I'm gonna probably do a live on that. Storm Monroe was talking about it. And you have this guy, saying that, something happened to him and now he wants to, I guess, sue Tyler Perry Studio. And so remember, I told y'all this a couple of weeks ago, um, that, it was going to be a situation where everything is going to be revealed. Everything is going to be revealed, you know. Okay, so we got some psychos in here. Let's see. Well, Joel, you piece of shit. I don't get food stamps. I wish I did. Um, Let me go ahead and get you up on out of here. Yeah, get your ass up out of here. That's why I got Mars. I need y'all to help me out. Help me, please. Help me, please. Get your ass up out of here. Go find you something else to do, like play with your little peenie, your little peen. Go find somebody else to play with. Go play with your peen. Don't play with me. Hey, all dubs, no L's. What's up? Good to see you. Yeah, I don't want that nigga gone. We always got some weirdos coming in here with some foolishness talking about food stamps. I wish I could get food stamps, honey. Wouldn't be trying to get my pennies and coins together so I can buy some food. And everything is so expensive. Then you don't even know if what you're buying is real food. Hey, sweet Rita, and you don't know what you're buying. So, yeah, 86K his ass. See, I try to be, you know, nice to people and let some people make it. But when you come in here with your boring ass and you have nothing else to do but to harass people with your stupidity, you need to either go to sleep or you need to go play a video game. You know, maybe jump off a cliff. You might feel better or something, just get away from here. Skedaddle. But yeah, back to what I was saying. Um, it's a lot of stuff that's going on out here, and it's too many people that's playing too much and not paying attention. At the end of the day, but like I said, with Tyler Perry, God knows what's gonna go with that. What's gonna happen with that? Is it gonna be more men that's gonna be coming out and saying that this man has been sexually harassing him, or is it just a play? Is it not a play, but is it just a scam to get his money to tear down his empire? People do that. They target certain people that have power, that have influence, and they try to target them. But sometimes, if it's a continuous thing, it could be the truth. It could be that some people are out there, you know, doing the wrong thing, and now, uh, you reaping what you sow. What you've been exposed. So we have that going on with Tyler Perry, which is not really a big thing. I need to go and research what happened with the situation. And it's really a bunch of BS because none of this is really important. It's just gossip. I have to go back and see what Nicki Minaj said about Jay-Z, Megan the Stallion, and she said something about somebody else. I forgot. But I gotta go research that too. And see what happened with that situation. Does anybody know in the chat what happened with the Nicki Minaj? I know she kind of is like me at times. Once we kind of get sick and tired of being sick and tired, we have diarrhea at the mouth. So whatever comes out, that's exactly what we meant to say. It just came out really powerful because I'm one of those people. I'm very nice until you make me not be nice. I can really let it loose and let it go. And I don't like doing that because that doesn't bring out the best in me. But I do think that there is times where you have to tell the truth and you have to tell people what is really going on. And so Nicki Minaj is out there in the celebrity world, and she's been quiet on some things. She does a lot of subliminals because she knows the powers that be will start attacking her. And so she has to be very careful. But I think she's getting to the point to where she's not even caring about that. She's just like, you know what? I'm just going to tell it how it is. I don't care if people want to hear it. I don't care if I get in trouble. Somebody try to take my life. I'm just going to tell the truth. Hey, Willie, how are you? I'm just gonna tell the truth on how I see it. So I feel you, Nicki Minaj. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm one of those people too. I'm real nice until I'm not. And then when I'm not, yo, you better watch out. Cause the one thing I always say, watch quiet and watch nice people. People that try to just stay out the way. Cause them the same people, they gonna give you all, not no smoke. We gonna give you fire. So, and then you're gonna be thinking we did you wrong, but we gave you warnings. We tried to walk away. Um, When Jesus said turn the other cheek, I think he meant literally maybe walking away from trouble. I don't think he meant letting somebody slap you on the other side of your cheek. I'm just not gonna do it. I'm not one of those believers. You're not gonna just hit me and get away with it. I'm gonna hit you back. So maybe I'm not delivered. I don't know. But I that's something that I'm gonna have to pray about. But so we got that going on. So let me just say this. People said last year, 2024 was the year of exposure, right? Is this idiot still in here? Gosh, I thought I X'd his ass out, but he came back in. 2024 was the year of exposure. Yeah, thank you for hiding him, because baby, he don't belong over here with normal people. He belong over there with the wolves, because he definitely been raised by a wolf or something. He ain't been raised by a human being. Keep that thing hid, okay? I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. That's what you need. Let me just say, no, you probably a demon, so you just won't find something to do. But like I told you, go over there and play with your ping and go find you somebody to play with, okay? Which would be your ping, because nobody else wants to sleep with you. Because you are up here harassing a woman that don't even know you, sir. So that means you got too much time on your hand. Um, yeah, thank you, cutting edge, honey. You can't. I ain't. Hey, we ain't doing no. You out for a few minutes. You gone. Dismiss. Goodbye. So, just let me know if y'all in the building or y'all just listening to me and about to fall asleep. Just let me know, cause I'll go ahead and just X out of here. But I did put the link on my community wall. So anybody that would like to come up and have a conversation, this is Selena's couch. It's not Selena talking to Selena by to herself. It's Selena couch. So that means a conversation. Therapy. If somebody needs to talk about something like this person, Joe, he probably needs to talk to somebody because nobody's paid him any attention in life. So he goes on YouTube, harassing people and trying to get people strangers' attention. Hey, Orlando. I used to get really, oh, okay. I used to get really upset with some of these trolls, but then I realized some of these people are just really slow mentally. They're intellectual disabled, or they may be a demon spawned. They could be lonely people in the house that's 1,000 pounds. And so their only way to get out their frustration, because they're too big to do a lot of other things, is to get on the internet and pretend like they're bullies, and say the most outrageous things, egregious things, because they don't have nothing else to do. They can't do nothing else but wobble around in the bed or in and this is not fat shaming. I'm a healthy woman myself, but I'm just talking about the mindset of some people, you know what I'm saying? So if you heavy set, I ain't talking about you. If mobile, you ain't harassing nobody online. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about those that sit up there wobbling around in their chair and wobbling around in their bed, trying to find something to eat under their pillow, and want to get on the internet attacking people. Then you got some people, they're not even from here. They from another country, and they get on here and just saying some crazy stuff to people. I'm like, go to sleep. Go get a job. Find something. You got another hobby? Oh, baby. So, like I said, honey, these people, you got the right one tonight, and I'm ready for you. Um, the one thing about me, when I get really sleepy, I'm on one. So I'm ready for you. Come on. And you're gonna find yourself X out of this chat. But anyway, I started to cam up so y'all can see my cute little bonnet. But honey, because we have so many weirdos and some hateful people, honey, they'll take a screenshot of it and send it to their master. And and then hey, I'll be a thumbnail. So I ain't trying to do that. But I do look cute with my hair bunted on, cause you know, I don't, you know how some women when they take off their makeup, their eyelashes, they look like a total different person. And I'm talking about they done what you call that shift shape shift into an animal or some type of grotesque type of person. Um I do not shape shift. I pretty much stay the same, but because like I said, we have so many weirdos that like to sit and listen so they can get any kind of thing, screenshot, screen record, because they ain't got nothing else to do but harass people. So I'm not going to show you my little bonnet because you know some people will sub up to you so that they can see when you go live, so that they can make sure whenever you go live, whatever this person talking about, let's screen record it. Let's take pictures. Let's screen record the chat. It's too many people that got times on their hands. Too many people. Um, I have already made it very clear. I make the line in the sand when if I fool with you, I fool with you. And if I don't, I'm done. I'm not gonna fake and shake with you. A few of you guys know that personally. I just do not. I just don't really care to do a lot of faking. When you get started getting older, you stop so much caring about if hurting people's feelings. Because you understand people don't care enough about yours. We all got two types of right, really. Um, we got the spectators, the ones that's waiting to see you fail, the ones that's monitoring you, seeing if you're approving or if you're failing. And if you're failing, that's good in their favor. So they can criticize your channel, criticize your content. Then you got the other audience that's actually there because they like what you have to say. They may think you're funny, they may think you have charisma, they may like your aesthetics. It may be a lot of different things why they like you. So those are the two different audiences that I understand that I have. And to be honest with you, I can't stand the other audience, but it is what it is. I mean, you have to, in order to really move on and be successful in life, you have to understand that you're going to have haters, you're going to have people that spectate you and just try to see what you got going on, to see if you really the person that you say you are, like they are judge and jury. I always say, look at your own life. Quit worrying about everybody else and what they doing. Are you this person? Are you hella foul? Are you overly sensitive? I have never in my life seen so many overly sensitive people. Now they control the hell out of you, say all kinds of stuff that would probably be offensive if you really allowed it to be offensive. But when you say one little thing or you do one little thing, boy, them niggas got excuse me, those people got an issue. They feel hurt. They can't believe it. And I'm like, all the stuff you done said to me or did to or kind of put, maybe insinuated about me, and I didn't take it personally. I laughed about it. But everybody is not like that. People be feeling away. That's why I say if you extra sensitive, stay the hell away from me. I ain't got nothing for you. Period. And I ain't going back and forth with you. I'm gonna say what I have to say and move on. If you want to keep going, you're gonna go by yourself. But I always say, well, I can't say that because I am working on my mouth. But yeah, just move around. You said you're pretty nice, friendly, despite of what these people on here try to turn you to. Right. I'm not an emotional basket case as it's like I could have been. I talked about, I think last couple of weeks ago, or maybe it was last month or so, I talked about mental health and how it was mental health awareness in May. Yeah, so that was a couple of months ago. And I talked about how a lot of people struggle with different mental health issues, and certain things can trigger certain things. So, say for instance, if I'm a person that has high anxiety or have a depressive kind of personality, there's certain things that could trigger that. So when you know that there's certain things that can trigger your depression or certain things that can trigger your anxiety, you know to how to move accordingly. You try not to either stay around those people, or you try not to watch certain things or hear certain things because you know those things are going to trigger you. So since I know myself, because everybody on this app, for this, it's I ain't gonna say everybody, but it's some people on this app know me more than I know me. So since I know me, really know me, and I know there's certain things that actually trigger me, there's certain things that I'm not going to get into, or I'm not going to listen to, or going to look at for a long time, or I just stay away from it because I know it may trigger something in me. So you have to be wise and know when something is a little too much for you. Hey, why? I had to fix my computer. I'm sorry I wasn't able to join. Oh, no, that's fine. This is Selena's couch. So anybody that would like to come up, if you want to, you're more than welcome. But there's certain things about um certain things that will trigger you, and you have to know those triggers. And you can't think, oh, I'm strong enough. Sometimes you might not be. You might feel like you good, but then when you hear something or you see something, you want to go in. So since I know that about myself, there's certain things I won't listen to. I'll pick times when I come on here because, like I said, if I ain't feeling it, I ain't feeling it. If I don't feel like talking, I ain't gonna talk. If I don't feel like explaining, and I'm not gonna do it. And if I already know I'm in a funky mood, I try to stay away from the live button because it can um transfer to you, or it can back kind of bounce off of you, out for me to you, and maybe I'll put you in a negative mood when that isn't really my intentions, but because I'm already in a mood, kind of like nuck if you buck, um, I'll be, I may put you in that mood. So I don't personally, I have done that in the past where I have been wanting, and I needed that fuel to go off or say what I needed to say to a person, because usually I'm pretty mild mannered. I'm to myself. I'm kind of like a chill person. But I can be intense. I'm not gonna lie to you, because some people don't know how to read me and they think, oh, but I just don't like I'm a very playful person, but there's some things I don't play about. I don't play with disrespect. Uh you ain't finna talk, you ain't finna scream. We get it. What? Okay, let me go ahead and next. Okay. I don't even know why. But yeah, I'm pretty much of a laid back person, but I just don't thank you, Cutting Edge. I don't know the point. Going to do a lot of going back and forth with people. I'll say what I have to say, and I'll leave it at that. So whatever you take from that, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? If you want to take it negatively, if and I'm the kind of person, I don't have a problem with apologizing. If I offended somebody, I really apologize, and I really mean it when I do. You know what I'm saying? But I try not to offend people. But in this day and age, you don't know people are so darn sensitive, and it's such a some people are overly sensitive where you don't even know, especially when you don't know people, you don't even know what will be offensive. So, say for instance, if I'm saying something or if I'm laughing at something, people will get really offended. You're like, I wasn't aware. I'm sorry. That didn't mean it. But people will get really upset. So I said, I just have to learn how to basically just kind of be more watchful of what I do or say, Because sometimes because you don't know people and everybody's different, I don't know why people expect you to know that something is going to offend them, um, to the point to where they just think you or this, hey, icy, or this type, you're a bad person when you like that wasn't my intentions, but okay. But then if you keep on with it, I'm gonna be like, F you. I don't care. I don't care. Keep it moving. Just don't bother me no more. I'm not finna sit up there and keep explaining and uh keep apologizing. I did on my other channel. Well, I don't want to say too much about that, but I did talk about how stop explaining yourself to people. If you feel a way or if you done what you could to let a person know, hey, this is what I meant, I didn't mean to offend you, and people still want to go on with the BS, hey, go on with it. I'm not gonna keep explaining myself, or I'm not gonna keep apologizing when that it was not in my intentions. And first of all, if I don't know you, how am I going? How you gonna know what my intentions are, and how am I gonna know what offends you unless I actually have a real relationship with you? That's what I don't understand about people. That's why I said sometimes people be having misdirect anger, and a lot of times you need to deal with that. Whatever you angry about, you deal with that. Don't take it out on other people just because you feeling away. Um, in the past, I've had some issues where I was frustrated about something, and I would sometimes give it to the wrong person, give that bad energy to another the wrong person. And when I had a person to kind of let me know, hey, you're doing that. So I had to be more conscious of whatever I'm going through. I have to make it, make sure that I don't take what I'm going through out on people just because I'm mad about something or I misread something or I felt a way about something. A lot of times we misinterpret things, what people are doing, and it might not be this person being throwing you shade or this person trying to be rude to you or anything. Sometimes because of what we're already going through, we misdirect it and we take it out on other people. And that's not fair. And if you get a person like me, I'm gonna be like, well, I done told you I'm sorry. I ain't gonna keep saying it over. Now, either you move on, grow up, or I'm gonna move on because I don't. I'm done with it. Some of these folks you can't help. So you said just like in Redbird, the cookie shop. If she talked to the guy for an hour, she really didn't want to hurt him. Orlando was that, and this is for people that are not in the Dallas Metroplex. It was a lady. She went in to a cookie shop where I guess a guy she was dating or something. They had some type of relationship going on, and he ended up having a restraining order against her. So she really wasn't supposed to be there. He's the owner at a cookie shop in Southwest Center Mall in Oak Cliff, Texas, and that's Dallas, Texas. And they were talking for a while. She ended up having a gun with her, and she shot him over the count. She shot him, on the other side of the counter. Then the woman jumped on top of the counter, went, excuse me, jumped over the counter, and then started shooting him multiple times. And this was a woman that he had a restraining order from. So I guess it was a love story going wrong because honey, he had a restraining order. She was like, this heifer crazy. So when he had that restraining order from her, I guess she didn't take heed to it just because, she thought maybe she could get away with it or he needed to pay for whatever he did or whatever. I have no idea what he did that bad for her to be trying to kill somebody. But anyway, she unalived that guy and he was 50 years old, I think. Black, he was an African American guy. She was an African American woman. And I'm like, see, these people crazy. They doing too much. And I told y'all about this last week. I was like, if a person don't want you, they don't want you. Move around. You know what I'm saying? Move around. People have the right to choose and choose you, and they have a right not to choose you. So I would say have some self esteem and some self control, and just move around. Go where you, go where somebody celebrates you. Go where somebody wants you. Okay. Ain't no way in heaven or hell I'm gonna lose my mind to the point I'm gonna try to make this man love me. And if he don't love me, I'm gonna unalive him. What kind of craziness is going on? And it's not, and that's why, people want to blame men, but women do the exact same thing. People are just crazy. When they lose control or they feel like they can't control you or make you do or love them, they get upset about it. I say you have not only obsession issues, you have rejection issues. You have an issue. You have some type of mental problem. Like, it is not that serious. I don't know if it's because of my nature, but I have no problems with moving around. I move around so fast. People be thinking, "Oh, yeah, oh, she feeling away." Mm-mm. I see. I'll tell you what you about. I'll let you know how I feel, but I ain't gonna stay around in no foolishness. If you ain't feeling me, I ain't feeling you. Hey, Lionel. You said that's like trying to force somebody to like food they're allergic to and getting punished because you resisted it. Right. What the hell is wrong with these people? So I was just kind of like, yo, this is some weird stuff that's going on in this world. People are just losing their minds when they can't control people, when they can't basically try to make someone love them. I want somebody to love me free will. Like, you don't like me free will. If I have to force you or pull your arm, I ain't doing none of that. Shit, I ain't doing none of that. Yes, indeed. He said she was in health and wellness. Oh my God. So, and this is why I'm telling you, just because a woman looks good, she's physically fit, she has it all together. She has a great career, making six figures. Um, and she's all of that in a bag of chips. Don't think just because that woman got it all together, she's not crazy. I mean, I'm crazy to an extent, but not like crazy like that. Like we all have our quirks. We all have different things about us that makes us a little eccentric to maybe another person, but I'm talking about crazy as obsessive, someone that will be very manipulative and trying to sway you to think and believe and want a certain thing or want them. They use manipulative tactics to get you, like getting like finding a way to get pregnant, things like that, or trying to, just make you play mind games with you, like nobody wants you, or they're the best thing that ever happened to you. How could you not love them? How could you not put them on a pedestal? That those type of women. When you see a woman like that, and just because she look good, she got a bachelor's, master's, she got the perfect little body, she's doing little things, she's traveling and doing big moves, that don't mean she's not mentally crazy and that she will stalk your tail. Not only will she stalk you, she will try to unalive you when you don't choose her. And how dare you choose this woman over here that look like a can of biscuits about to bust, but I look like this. I have this. I'm this. I look like this. Very materialistic, but like I say, now these men talk about they want a woman that brings them peace. Everything that look good ain't gonna bring you peace either. So hey, it is what it is. I don't know about that, Lionel, but thank you. It reminds me of the straw, the lady. at the bank shouldn't have been working there. Oh yeah, I saw that movie. I liked that movie. But people say, "Oh, that's another struggle movie, black woman struggle movie from Tyler Perry." And he got his own struggles right now that he going through with all these allegations. But I will say that I did like that movie Straw, and I'm gonna be honest with you. In some ways, I can relate, not to being, not the psychosis part, but to the point to where it's like nothing is working out in your life, and you're just like you're screaming at the sky, like, "What are you doing?" And you're like, "I need help." Hey, Channel Four, this. Hey, Red Wings. And you're screaming at the sky like, "God, what are you doing? Don't you see what I'm going through? Your car messing up. Yeah, you're almost negative if you're not negative in the bank. um yeah, you just everything falling apart." So I've been there, so I could relate to some of that. I'm like, shit, I mean, I can relate to your home girl, but a lot of that just goes to show you, black community, all communities struggle with mental illness, okay? And don't let nothing like a something traumatic happen in your life that will really send you up the hill. That can put you in a mental breakdown, okay? So don't be ashamed if you feeling like you have a mental breakdown, or you feeling like you're losing your mind, because that's most of America, most of the world. There's some things that people have dealt with that is really traumatic experiences, and all they do is keep it within. And when you keep a lot of that stuff within, you're gonna run yourself crazy. That's why a lot of the times, counseling, I always say, is a good thing for some people if that's what they choose. I never tell people you need to do this, you need to do that. That's on you. But I will say, for me, it has helped me. It has helped me to look at my life and really see some of the things that I need to change in my life, and how do I go about doing it? What are the goals that I need to set forth to get to the next level in my life? So counseling works for me, and it's been working for me, and it may not work for everybody. Some things I don't think you can just pray away, okay? I'm a person that believes in faith, but I'm not stupid either. I feel like God made science, and sometimes things that are chemical imbalanced in our brains that make us react to certain things, different emotions. So I'm just going to say, therapy's not everybody for everybody, but it is something that you may need to look at. Because some things you just can't pray away, some things you just can't numb away with drugs, alcohol, sex, whatever your vices are, food. We can't numb it away, because when we wake up after we do all that, guess what? Our problems are still there. You said, Selena, I don't think I'm subbed up to you, but you have the prettiest hot cheeks. I hate my hot cheeks, but thank you. I mean, facial expressions. My God, today I have a beautiful day, love. Thank you so much. I really hate my cheeks. I used to hate my cheeks and my lips. Oh my God. My lips were too full, and I used to hate them. But, now people are actually trying to inject some type of filters or collagen in their lips. And I'm like, wow, if I could give my lips to you, I would. You said I agree with that. Dealing with the homegirl that's dealing with a breakup right now, she's refused to admit that she's a batshit crazy. Her damn self. She allowed him to walk all over her. Wow. I wasn't a fan of that movie. You didn't like it? He said, me and Urban did a live reviewing. Yeah, I saw that, Lionel. I did. You said, yeah, it just amplifies how we feel, to explain how bad it hurts. Right. He just amped it up though. He shows us how not to react, in my opinion, but it seems like some of us need this to be explained. I never tried pills for trauma or depression. It doesn't work. Thank you, Lionel. And he said, Lionel, okay. Yeah, so yeah, that's what I was saying. I just really felt like, you know, Counseling is not for everybody, but it definitely is something that some people may need to look into. I don't ever believe the best thing is to hold it on the inside. If I held everything in the inside, you talk about bad shit crazy, I would be out of here. Um, I can't hold it inside. I'm very expressive. So I can't hide if I'm mad. I can't hide if I'm feeling a way. Like it's gonna come out either through my tone, my speech, or my expressions on my face, my actions, my body, just my body language in a whole, it shows on me. So I can't keep stuff in. I really can't. It bothers me when I keep things in. So I have to have something where I can kind of get it out. At one point I used to do the boxing. I had a gentleman, he was a former boxer, and that helped, that got a lot of frustration out. Exercise is helping me, like walking. And sometimes having a good support system. Now, you can't talk to everybody. We all know that, cause honey, I done talked to the wrong people, and and then stuff get twisted and turned, and you done said something that you didn't say. So that's not good to talk to everybody, cause some of these people are nutcases and they have hidden agendas and they mean as hell. So it ain't safe to talk to everybody. You said I keep seeing this cute face with hot cheeks and a beautiful smile. I'm going to sub. I'll stay a while. I have hot cheeks as well. When I smile, my eye, yeah. So Red Wings. That's in my genetics. Um, if you look on my community wall, I have a relative on there. I'm not going to say who because you just never know who is listening. But I have a relative, a direct relative of mine, and it's an old picture that's up there. And um on my mother's side, we all have the same pretty much genetics on our facial features. I don't care if we're thick, if we fat, or if we skinny, we still have the round face with the pointed eyes, you know. We have the mole, well, that comes from my dad, the moles on our face. So that's not something that I put up there with markers, because some people want to put markers on their face and call them moles. And all you got to do is throw some water on their face, and then you'll see the moles drip away. So my moles are genetics. I get that from my dad's side. The women on that side have moles on their face. I have one on my top of my lip, on my left hand side, and then I have one on my chin, and I have a few of them like around my eyebrows and stuff, but not by my eyes and stuff. But and then we have freckles, like this relative, and you can't see it because it's a black and white picture. But this relative, she had freckles on her face, red freckles. And yeah, so I get a lot of I would say a lot of my looks from my mother's side. Hey, Sassy. hmm It's been okay, Lionel. Like I said, I'm just going live today, just talking a little bit because I haven't been on here. I've been kind of just taking some time to myself, honey. You said, sister, do you think I should put my nickname tag my videos? How would you tag videos? I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you. Why I'm still trying to figure out my own self, like how to get myself a little bit out there in a different algorithm, or where I can actually get my videos out. Because when I see some of these people, and they have, like, it was one lady, she was living in her car, and you know, you know, she's a, I don't know. She just average looking lady. She's nothing but she living in her car. And I guess people like to watch her living in her car, but She be having like 21K views. And I'm like, what the hell is she doing? Then I looked up under there. She didn't have no hashtags. I don't know how she got up in the algorithm, but it's certain things that catches people's eyes. Like I'm living in my car. Maybe I should do something like that, but I would be lying because I don't live in my car. But hey, Mel, but I just think about that. Like, what is it that some of these people doing? And they don't be having hashtags. They don't be having like, I don't know. They just have simple names. I don't know what it is. And see, my name is pretty famous. I've had Selena Quintanilla, the Tahana singer, and the Selena Gomez. So maybe I'm getting mixed up in that algorithm with anybody that's named Selena. I don't know. I have no idea. Because I thought about changing mine, but my handle name, but I'm like, well, I don't know. I don't know what to do. But I'm like, hopefully one day it will be yeah, Mel, I'm not ready to go back to school. So I just been I lately I have been going to sleep. I can sit up and watch a movie and I'm like gone. And used to I used to be able to watch movies late at night, but man, I'm telling you, I guess my body's still recuperating. Can still from May. I'm still we just need another month, at least August. Have the whole hey, all he does is feed raccoons. Who feed raccoons? What the hell? The raccoon whisperer. Oh right, Mel. Shit, I might need to do that, Mel. IB and but I'm scared of raccoons, honey. I don't play with them. But my grandfather used to shoot them, and they used to eat them raccoons and squirrels and deers and all that weird wild stuff. That's some weird stuff. And I remember my grandmother used to make hog head cheese with the pig's brain. Oh my God. Once I found out what that was, I was disgusting. I have not stopped eating chitlins. Probably like 20 years ago. Once I found out what they were, I was like, oh no, I can't deal with this. You know what I'm saying? But my people was clean. So I had one aunt, boy, she probably cleaned them things 2 or 3 days, make sure them suckers clean. But I once I found out what they was, they taste good at first, but then when I seen that, they were pig intestines, I'm like, look, we is not in the slave quarters, where we had to eat this stuff. I'm not finna eat that. And no hog head cheese either. I don't play that. You know what I'm saying? But back in the slavery days, and not just in the slavery days, but when when our grandparents, of course, was maybe not, in poverty or whatever, low income, they would use every part of a pig, every part of any animal, honey, chicken feet. Oh, just disgusting. But see, that's how they ate. That's how they survived. And most of them lived long lives. So I guess something got to be right about what they ate. I'm just not interested in no raccoon or no squirrel. Um, and I think they cook possum too. It's just disgusting. It looks so weird. Um, Raccoons will hurt you. They'll fight and give you rabies. Oh my God. That is so weird. I ain't fighting no raccoon. I used to love fatbacks. Now I'll put fatbacks in my collard greens. Now I'm not gonna eat it. I got one uncle boy, he can eat a fatback in a minute. Ham hocks. Sometimes I put, the ham hocks, turkey. I've never put the turkey necks in my collard greens, but I might try that one time. You said you still eat chitlins. I'm kind of, oh yes, that's why I know about them, but honey, I just can't get with it. Yes, indeed. Yeah, them fat backs. I put that in my greens, but I don't eat it. I just put it in for the flavor, the savor, the greens, the collard greens. Cause honey, I can cook me some collard greens. Now, if I can look, if I can't cook nothing else, I can cook a lot of stuff. I cook collard greens. Um, I can cook cabbage. I love doing cabbage. I know how to saute, different vegetables, green beans and sweet yams and stuff like that. And I like to cook, foods and bake. I bake a lot of things too because I'm, trying to keep slim down. So I have been like trying to bake, chicken instead of frying it. But boy, I can fry. Boy, I want a mean pork chop sandwich though. He said, "Well, I stopped eating hog pus. I found out why I kept breaking out." Oh my God. Yeah. I have to be careful about pork because it can give you high blood pressure, too much pork, and it's really not good for you. And you have to make sure that it's cooked, well done, because it can create some type of pinworms or tapeworms in your body. So you definitely have to make sure that those things are cooked properly. And I make some great hamburgers. So that's another thing I do really well, cooking great hamburgers. Thinking about slave diet will be an education alive. I seen something about a slave diet, and I said, I need to look at that and see what that's about. But like I said, they ate everything and nothing happened to their bodies, which was amazing. They were healthy. They could work uh 8+ hours in the field picking cotton. I mean, they were some strong people back in the day. So something they were doing was right. You know, they wasn't dying of a lot of diseases like maybe some of the Europeans were. You said I cooked on the grill a lot. My family is from Alabama. Oh, okay. My grandfather's people is from Wilcox, Alabama. So mhm. You said watermelon saved. Oh yeah, I love watermelons too. My grandmother had about four gardens on her and my grandfather's land, and she would plant watermelons, and she would have the best watermelons. They would always be very big and red and sweet, juicy. I mean, those were the days on the summers that I would be down there, and I learned how to peel peas because they she had a garden full of vegetables, and peas were some of them. She had some peas, and I would have to learn how to peel peas, and seeing how she kind of operated around her gardens and what she planted and all this kind of stuff. Those are things that I remember back when I was a kid, and I was like, I didn't realize how good I had it. Have y'all ever just looked back at y'all life and seen how good y'all had it and didn't know? Well, some of us didn't, but for the most part, some of us can look back at our life like, why was I trying to grow up so fast? Life was good. I didn't have to work. I didn't have to do nothing but go to school, do make good grades, and behave. For the most part. I'm talking about when you come from, a somewhat normal family. 'Cause some people be having some stories, especially in this day and time. Some of them kids I work with, honey, them kids be going through. I'm like, the way they been, way some of these kids go through, you would think they 70 years old, all the trauma they done went through. Um, you said pork is the closest meat to human flesh. I'm limited on what kinds of pork I eat. Some people eating ears, testicles, feet, and I don't play that. Uh-uh. I like bacon and pork chops. I forget what part of the bacon and the pork chops come from. I'm not doing nothing else. Okay. I don't do tails. Um, I don't, like I said, I don't do chitlins. I don't do none of that, stuff. Tail, I can't do it. Feet, I can't eat no pig feet. That's just I love ribs. They run my blood pressure sky high. I'll be drinking lemon juice and water all day. Yes, indeed. My pops tells, he said, It's how they raise the animals in the farms. Now it's so-called black people farms slowed down. My pops tells me how they picked berries and picked up oh, I used to love picking up berries. They had like blackberries, and I love to eat blackberries, and they were so juicy and sweet. Everything was so juicy and sweet back in the day. And pecans, my grandfather, we like they had a pecan trees on their land, and we would have to pick up the pecans because my grandfather used to love him some pecans. Oh, I miss those days. I miss those days so much. You say the funny part is that today's humans eat and suck toes, eat birth canals, and don't eat pork. Oh my God, they eat suck toes. What the hell? Oh, I don't know what that is. But baby, we ain't doing that. Shout out to you, Red Wing. You shared with me something I had no idea. The hell? You said what maintains a slave eating pork was work, exercise, and a lot of sun and sweating. Yeah, I think that's what it was because it probably was very few fat people. It may was some thick women and thick, muscular men, but not no fat folks. I bet you anything, it wasn't no fat slaves. I can promise you that. So yeah, you said IB. No, we watched good TV. Remember, Grandma then watched I Love. Oh my God, I used to watch I Love Lucy. Um, some of you guys don't know this, but my sisters are a lot older than I. They actually could be my auntie or my mother, to be honest with you. And I had a one sister when I would come, also to spend a night with her and her husband. They would have me in the room, and I hated sleeping by myself because I just hated. I hated the dark. I just did, but I got used to it, of course. But when I would go and stay with them, sometimes I spend a night, and I would be in the other room, and I was like, put it on I Love Lucy, and I would watch I Love Lucy until I was sleeping. Then my sister would wake up and she would come and turn the TV on. But I had to watch I Love Lucy every night before I went to sleep when I would spend a night with my sister. Cause I was just like, it was in a different place, and then I was what, 8, 7 at the time. So I still at times, even though I slept by myself, I had to learn how to sleep by myself. But, I just didn't like, because it's like at night, it's like I could see things moving. I don't know. That's why when kids, when they have an imagination, when they see stuff, they probably, of course, it's their imagination. Then you just never know. But I thought I was seeing something in the dark. I did not like that. I did not like going to sleep. But now you cannot, Gary, you listen, you can't beat me to the bed, and it got to be black. I can't have no light. I can't have the TV on. I can't have no night light on. I can't do it. So now I'm the total opposite, and I'm running to the bed where before I couldn't. I hated going to sleep. I was just like, honey, I didn't know what I would see in that dark. He says, I'm not trolling, but when you work on them old farms, what you say, you eat what you can, right? I mean, oh, you talking to RB, Charlie's Angels. Highway to Heaven. I remember that, but I remember I Love Lucy. Oh, yes, I loved Roger Rabbit too. I love Roger Rabbit. I used to want to be what's her name? Jessica. What was that lady name? Roger Rabbit's wife. I can't think of her name, but I know her first name was Jessica. I just thought she was just so sexy. And I didn't even know what sexy was when I was a kid, but I just thought she was beautiful. But Roger Rabbit was one of my favorite. It wasn't even a cartoon, one of my movies. Roger Rabbit. Yeah, it was so fun. Flintstones, right. Do y'all remember that cartoon? What was it? Y'all probably the boys probably didn't. But Jim, the she was a rock star, and I don't know, I can't think of, but she was like she could change into this big rock star. She was a regular girl during the day, then somehow she changed into a rock star. It was an old movie. I used to like Punky Booster. That was my favorite. I love Punky Booster. Um, what's the other thing that used to come on? I used to like Nickelodeon or Raven Simone. That's so Raven. I used to like her too. Jessica, was it Jessica Robbins? Oh, okay. That don't sound right, IB, but it could be. Flintstones. Yeah, I like Flintstones. Space Ghost. Not really. Hey, Amber. Yeah, it was so fun. I miss being a kid again. I really do. If I could go back, man, if I could have a time machine, oh my God, I would appreciate so much time. Jessica Rabbit. Okay, I thought so. I said, by Jessica Robin. Okay. I remember Christopher Robin and Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh, yes. And I don't know about no Jessica Robin. I mean Jessica. Yeah. Winnie the Pooh. I used to watch Peter Pan. Oh my God, I used to love Little Mermaid. You couldn't. I watch that movie every time I come from school. My grandmother couldn't get me from that TV because before I do homework, I had to watch The Little Mermaid. That was one of my favorite. I never really liked Cinderella. That was okay. I never really liked Snow White and Sleeping Beauty, but I love me some The Little Mermaid, Shrek. I used to love Shrek. Boy, I could watch Shrek. Shrek was really good. I still watch certain cartoons, animations to this day. I think some of them are really cool, but some of them are getting kind of creepy. Why is all our kids, why are they introducing the alternate lifestyle so early? It's kind of strange. Baby kids. Oh yeah, I remember the baby kids back in the day. Baby kids. Do y'all remember Blockbuster? I used to have my daddy every weekend to take me out at Friday to Blockbuster to get me a movie. I used to like, why did they get rid of Blockbuster? That was oh yeah, because there's no more VHS anymore. But Blockbuster was one of my favorite places to be. Oh my gosh. Those days are so far gone. It's just amazing. So far gone. I never really was a Wizard of Oz person. I like The Wiz, but I never would really like Wizard of Oz too much. But I had all the movies. I had every movie that came out. Mhm. 67 Triangle. I don't know that one, Orlando. I can't even find no cartoons or on TV anymore. Right. Well, Disney have some, but like I said, they're introducing a lot of things. I would think for maybe teens and adults, young adults, to little children, which is odd. Disney has a movie out where there's a teenage girl that gets pregnant by the devil's son. And I'm like, why are you introducing that to kids? This type of movie on Disney. Like Disney back in the day would have never openly put anything like that on there. So I was kind of like, what the hell? But they have, I forgot the name of the movie, but it's a movie on Disney where this girl gets pregnant by Satan's son, and Satan is supposed to be a woman. And so and she's going through all these different things with her being pregnant with the devil's son. I don't It's weird. I'm like, this is really weird. And I'm telling, like, because a lot of my nieces, nephews I grew up with, they're like my brothers and sisters, and they got kids, and I'm like, y'all better watch these kids, what they watching, because I got some little great nephew and nieces that are like 2, 3, 4 and 5, and they're seeing this stuff, and it's like, what the hell is going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Oh yes, the Smurfs. I used to love the Smurfs too. I used to watch the Smurfs. I still didn't understand what they were. Just couldn't even. And I used to watch Arthur. The little. I didn't know what he was, but then my friend told me later on he was an anteater or something. I still couldn't figure out what Arthur. I was like, what the hell is Arthur? But he was an anteater, and I was trying to figure that out for the longest. Like, what the hell is this? Arthur. And Magic School Bus, you know, we used to watch that Magic School Bus and Reading Rainbow. Oh, I used to love Reading Rainbow. Uh and I remember that song. Oh, I just love it. Thomas the Train, um, Mr. Rogers in the Neighborhood. Oh, I used to love Pee Wee Herman. Oh my God. I could watch Pee Wee Herman every Saturday morning. That was my show. I thought he was so cool, Pee Wee Herman. Y'all remember Pee Wee Herman? He was so weird. Oh, Scooby Doo. Oh yeah, I didn't too much care for Scooby Doo. You said Arthur was a homo. What? Not Arthur. Yeah, Miss Frizzle. Yes, indeed. I used to watch. Oh yeah, Carmen San Diego, Ghost Riders. How could I forget Ghost Riders? Yes, I used to like Ghost Riders, Care Bears. Oh man, I could just go back and remember all those all those cartoons. I'm like, and I used to always say when I would get mad, I can't wait till I get grown. Boy, I sure do hate that I said that. That was the biggest mistake. And that's why I don't understand these kids now and this back in, now that want to grow up so fast. It's nothing out here. You're gonna have to pay bills, you're gonna have to go through things in life. And just it's some hard work being an adult sometimes. I'm gonna be honest with you. Not to say kids don't have their challenges, because some kids, depending on what life that they have been brought up into, they have a lot of challenges more than some adults. But oh yeah, Power Rangers, yeah, Captain America. um but I just, oh my gosh, I used to watch I Dream of Jeannie reruns, and I thought she was so cute. Mr. Majors and all of them. Oh my gosh. I used to love it. Bewitched. Those was our reruns when I was a little girl. And Beverly Hillbillies. So those were all reruns when I was growing up. And the Adams Family and the Monsters. Oh my gosh. I can remember those too. And I used to be kind of old too, old spirited, like an old soul. I used to have an aunt, God rest her soul. She's going on, but um, I used to watch In the Heat of the Night. But I was a little kid watching In the Heat of the Night, and I understood it too. I'm like, man, I just think about all those exciting days and times in my life. I used to love going to Six Flags. I went to Six Flags. Someone took me to Six Flags last year. I had the best time in my life. I used to go to Six Flags every I would say when I was a kid, I used to go to Six Flags pretty often. That was the spot back in the day. Six Flags. And back then they had Wet n Wild. Now they have Hurricane Harbor, I think still. But man, and I went to Astro World one time. We went to Houston, um, and SeaWorld. Went to SeaWorld. I didn't really too much care for SeaWorld that much, to be honest with you. SeaWorld was I like animals and sea life, but it just wasn't appealing to me. I didn't understand it, you know. Um, and yeah, Sesame Street was the show back in the day. And then somebody was telling me they were saying Bernie and Ernie or was it Ernest and Ernie? I forgot. Shoot, I just know Ernie. One of them. Well, both of them. They said they supposed to be gay now. I'm like, what? What's going on in this world? And the Muffets, what's his name? Mr. I know Miss Piggy and Kermit the Frog. Boy, Miss Piggy loved her some Kermit the Frog. Bless her heart. She finally won his heart. She was very persistent. She said, okay, my favorite movie is Soldier Story. Oh yeah, I remember that. I was a kid when my one of my uncles and aunts they would watch it on a Friday night, and I saw it for the first time. And I don't think I prepped it at that time was 8. I don't know, 8 or 9 years old. That's the one that one of my Uncle Dean, he's the one that introduced me to the wrestling, the Von Erichs and all of that. I used to love that because they there was a place called the Sportatorium in Dallas that the Von Erichs used to come to. And boy, I used to love Carrie Von Erich. Muffet Babies. Uh, how can a frog smash a pig? Well, they made it work. He said, my train was my ride. They used to be waterfall cave from the second hill lift before the saloon. The mine train. Yeah, they still have it, Orlando. The last time I went to Six Flags, which was last year around September, they still had it. I think I rode on it. Because I said, I remember I used to ride on this every time I would come to Six Flags. Now, some of them have changed. They still have the giant, I think that's what it's called, that big, you remember back in the day, that used to be the big thing, that the big giant roller coaster, the wooden one. And they got some kind of Batman, they got the Joker ride, so a lot of those are new. They may came probably within 10 years. Oh yeah, I love me some Six Flags wrestling. Oh yeah, it has. You said Devon Eric. Oh my God. I've told you, man, I have an uncle. He introduced me to the Von Air. He introduced me to all that wrestling and stuff because I wasn't interested in that crap. I was still playing with Barbie dolls. And so, but when I would see how excited he was when he would watch it, and I would be sometimes over there, the village raised me. I was over everybody's house. But this one uncle and my aunt, I would be over there a lot of Friday nights. And honey, I would watch wrestling with him. And he was so excited when he was looking at it. It made me excited. I started getting into it. And I saw the movie. It's on HBO. They have a movie talking about their life growing up, and they have it's like a curse on their family or something. I mean, they were just unaliving themselves, and it's only one that's left, and I think that's Kevin. And he's the only one left out of all those brothers. And now one of the brothers, he died through a medical. I think I don't know if some kind of if he had an aneurysm in his intestines or something. But he had been throwing up blood and stuff. So, and they were telling him to go to the doctor, and he never went to the doctor, and he died in his sleep. So I think one of his intestines ruptured or something like that. But anyway, and the other brothers unalived themselves. It's like I think it was three of them that unalived, or was it yeah, or was it two of them that unalived himself? It was Chris and Carrie. And I'm trying to think, was it another brother that unalived himself, or was it just Chris and Carrie? And then the oldest brother, like I said, he died in his sleep. So they had a really bad family history with death. He said, I respect the Von Eric's story made. myself cry as a man. I used to watch them. Right. I really hated that. Devon Erics, they would have. I ain't lying. They made wrestling exciting, and Hulk Hogan and all them. I'm trying to think of some of them other wrestlers. I can't think of now. Like I said, my brain is halfway asleep. But my favorites were the Von Erichs. You said Kevin Kerry killed. Yeah, he sure did. The youngest. Okay, so that was you said, and they had a brother who got electrocuted. Yeah, so okay, so it was the youngest brother. He died even as a child. Then that oldest one, I forget his name. He died. Was it Mike? Okay, he died. And then, like I said, it was Chris that unalived himself, and Kerry unalived himself. Now you just all that's what five brothers. Let's see, the baby boy, the oldest boy, Kerry, and Chris. No, it's four. Four that passed. And like I said, Kevin's the only one that's alive. And he got kids and grandkids and stuff. You said Lacey Von Eric. I think that was the last one, somewhat relevant daughter of Carrie. Oh, he had a daughter. I didn't know Carrie had any kids. Carrie, yeah, I hate that. That was a horrible story. I saw it. Oh yeah, they're wrestlers back in the day, boy. I mean, TV used back in the day, movies used to be more exciting. Music used to be better. Like, I mean, music was so good. Even though I was a kid and I didn't understand what I Get So Weak in the Knees was about. I didn't even understand it. I was singing it. Didn't know what the hell I was talking about. SWV, I Get So Weak in the Knees. Until I got older, of course, but yeah, you a kid singing I Get So Weak in the Knees. Um, and then, Escape. All I need from you is understand. I ain't gonna sing, but you know that song. And then I used to like Will Smith, summertime, what was it, summer days, summertime, whatever. I think it's summertime. That was the only song I like from Will Smith. Cause to me, he didn't do it for me. I liked his acting because I used to watch Fresh Prince of Bel Air every Monday night and Blossom. But I did not like his rapping. The only one I liked was Summertime. Um and I'm trying to see Jodeci, yeah. I like Jodeci. Um it was a lot of different groups I could think of. Um I like CC Peniston. I think that's how you pronounce her name. Um TLC was my favorite girl group. Like I love TLC. That was my favorite. I used to want to be Chilly back in the day. Oh shoot. Um, see, I like TLC. That was my favorite. I loved SFWV too. I even like I like all types of music. So you would be surprised what I like. Subway. Oh, okay. You'd be surprised. I used to love Alanis Morissette. Now if y'all know about Alanis Morissette, if you just put in Alanis Morissette, and you'll know what I'm talking about. But she's a Canadian. She's a Caucasian chick, and I used to love her music back in the day when I was, in high school and stuff. I used to love Alanis Morissette. Um, and you guys, if you're into blues, like I like Mississippi Delta blues. There is this guy named Eric Gales. Oh my god. He plays the guitar like, oh my god, like it's like magic. I mean, have you ever seen somebody playing a guitar and it's like they can feel it. It make you even feel every part of your body, the music. Like y'all need to check out Eric Gales if y'all into blues and guitar and stuff like that, or That's somebody I mean you guys need to check out. The regulars like BB King. What was that other guy, the white guy that I used to I had another uncle introduce me to him. It was a white guy that got killed in a car plane crash. Van something. But he got killed in an airplane crash. He was coming to do a concert. He really Jerry Reed, okay. What was that guy named? Van Halen? No, not Van Halen. No. I can't think of it. Once I figure out what that guy is, the name, I can't think of his name right now, but he could play a good boy. Some of them white boys, they can play them guitars and stuff. Um, but if y'all like some of that music, I don't know if you guys, some people didn't like that movie Sinners. But that soundtrack on the Sinners movie, oh my gosh, that soundtrack is awesome. And you're gonna see a song on there. If you go and look at Sinners, there's a soundtrack. There's a song on the soundtrack called Elijah, and they have Eric Gales, and they have the guy that did the composing of the music and stuff, and writing the instrumental or whatever, producer, whatever you want to call him. He's a Sweden guy, so it's him and this guy named Eric Gales, the one I was telling you about. They did a collabo with each other, and it is awesome. Hearing that guitar, hearing the violins. I mean, it's. I love music. Music, I just love it. Yes, I love it. I love music. I love all Eddie Van Halen. Maybe it could be him, but I didn't think it was. It could have been. You could be right, Red Wing. Maybe it is Eddie Van Halen because he got killed. I don't know if he was in the late 80s or early 90s. I can remember vaguely, but I remember I had an uncle that used to love playing him. So Jerry Reed is dope. I'm gonna check out Jerry Reed. I used to like DV King. The thrill is gone. I'm kind of an old soul. He said, Jerry. I'm gonna check out Jerry Reed. Now y'all got me curious about who Jerry Reed is. But I love music. Blues music is it just does something to me. It does something to me. I like to go live and listen to blues music. I like live music anyway. I mean, one of my favorite people is Lettucey. Um, I like Chrisette Michelle, and I like Alex Isley. Alex Isley. If you guys have never heard of this lady, young lady, her music is awesome. Alex Isley, she is one of the daughters of the Isley brothers. Absolutely just beautiful. So check her out. I love Eric. I love Alex. Alex Isley. Eagles. Mhm. Smokey and the Bandit. Mhm. Yeah, but I love music. I love all types of music. I love gospel. Now, the only music I ain't into is that heavy metal that I ain't into that. Now, I like Queen, We Are the Champions. I like that, but I'm not really into no heavy metal. I'm gonna be honest with you on that. I did like Kurt Cobain. I thought he was pretty cool. I don't, he had some type of depression issues and he unalived himself. Um, but I love all types of music. I love classical music. Anything that is striking. I like seductive music. I love uplifting music. I just like music. I just wish I was a musician. I think I don't know. I used to sing it, yeah, Nevada. You said, yeah, I don't do that Bohemian Rhapsody. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, and he had a wild life. That guy, Queen, what's his name? The one that I guess he was the head, the head of Queen. Boy, he was wild, and he had some ridiculous looking teeth. I'm like, all that money, he should have got his teeth fixed. But bless his heart, I think he ended up dying of AIDS complication. Freddie Mercury, yeah, could think of his name at the time, Freddie Mercury. I mean, to know ACDC. They a little too help band for me. Bent for me. Um, was that Stairway to Hell? I ain't into that. I ain't trying to go nowhere close. Pink Floyd. They okay. But like I said, it's some music I just be like, oh yes. Everybody knows about Marvin Gaye. Everybody knows about Marvin Gaye. I love Marvin Gaye, Tammy Terrell. Motown was it back in the day. I love Motown. Anything Motown, I love it. Love it. I like Phyllis Hyman. She just, that lady Phyllis Hyman. That woman was a beautiful woman, but she had some issues with bipolar and depression, and I guess she wasn't getting in mainstream like because she was working under Clive Davis. And that was probably around when Whitney Houston came on the scene. So Whitney Houston was younger, she was thinner, and Phyllis Hyman kind of went up and down in her weight. And at the time, she probably was a little chubby. And you got this young girl with a beautiful voice, and Phyllis Hyman had an absolutely beautiful voice as well. Um, Coming on the scene, and it seemed like Clive Davis was basically putting Phyllis Hyman to the side, and he promoted, you know, uh, Whitney Houston. Whitney Houston's career took off with Clive Davis, and Phyllis Hyman was just trying to figure out what the hell was she supposed to do. What she was supposed to do, and I think she was in her early 40s. Uh, Now, don't quote me on that, but I think she was in her early 40s, and she was unmarried, and she was just going through a lot of mental issues, and people didn't see her talent. um some people did, but not when it didn't go mainstream like it should have. And I don't feel like she felt like she was recognized or seen, but she was very beautiful. Oh, Sade, yeah, Sade. She was 6'7", my God. She was 6'7" and 300 pounds. She was a big, beautiful. She sure was. I didn't know she was that big. Are you sure? She was the Amazon. Bless her heart. But she had a hard time finding love. And even back then, I thought that was pretty interesting. But she really had people to overlook her talent. And she was extremely talented and gifted. She could write songs, she could sing them, she could, you know, do all different type of what you call those, I can't pronounce it. She could do anything with her voice. She was just that good. Jungle Boogie. And of course Michael Jackson. We all know Michael Jackson was a star. Um and Whitney Houston. I used to love Whitney Houston. Um I loved it. Like I said, I can white, black, I could pretty much find somebody in each genre, I can't even pronounce today, of music, genre. I'm sorry. Forgive me for my countryness, and I'm gonna blame it on that. My any genre of music, I can find someone that I like. um, to be honest with you, I really can. Um, did you say love roller coaster? She was she's just exaggerating, but okay, I'm just exaggerating, but her size as a big beautiful wasn't. woman wasn't marketed. Of course, Prince. Boy, I used to love Purple Rain. Oh, that was the movie, boy. And I don't know, he was almost prettier than a woman. Prince was. I'm like, they say he wasn't on the other side, but cause he liked, yes, dating different women, but honey, he looked better than some women. He said, what time is it? Cause I might need to go on the bed. From Germany, the Baker Street. Hmm, I don't know about that. I'm gonna have to look that up. So I remember growing up and and all of those wonderful memories. And when I feel like, sometimes I used to be like, oh, okay, 1:36. I thought it was later than that. When I feel like, man, I didn't have everything in my life, I look back and I say, you know what? Considering most people, I had a pretty good childhood. I was able to be a child and enjoy, and that's something to be thankful for. So I would say I feel like I had a pretty good childhood. And I hope you guys did too. But even if you didn't, hopefully you'll have a better adulthood. It's a shame to have a bad childhood and an adulthood too. It's like, God, something got to give. Something got to give. So I just hope that somebody had a good life somewhere, or you having one now. At least a comfortable lifestyle. It, I don't know anybody that has everything they want. Right, I be just be thankful for what you got. Mind your business. Try to treat people the way you want to be treated, and don't talk to too many people about your personal business or your personal opinion. Because, honey, these people will lie and say you said something that you didn't say. Um, he said, I need to be more grateful because I really don't have ish to complain about. No, most of us don't. Some of us do, And I was listening to something that today, and somebody was telling me, and please, if you're not going to donate to me, which you don't have to, can you please press the like button twice on the screen? I would truly appreciate it. Um, you know, some people are just I'm just gonna be honest with you. We have all, I know I have, I ain't gonna say we all, but we all have been disappointed or angry with God or our lives in general. Sometimes I think lives did not work out the way we planned, or they didn't go the way we thought they should have went. And sometimes it sets up resentment, it sets up anger or whatever, we're going through, or how we feel at the time. And I always remember, my grandma was just saying, just do the best you can with what you have. And that's what I'm reminded of when I feel like life has given me bitter pill to swallow, to remember that. Because there's nothing, you get nothing out of complaining but more problems when you complain. So you in Atlanta, Amber? Oh, that weather. I could not stand being down. I stayed in Georgia for almost a year when I got out of high school to go to college down there. And honey, I hated the weather. It rained too much, it stormed too much, and then it would get hot and humid. And but when right now it's more like I don't know what's going on. And again, I have nothing against the people that live an alternate lifestyle, but it wasn't back in the mid 2000s. It wasn't as, there was, it wasn't as, you know, gay pride parade every day, I mean, you knew when a few people were, living an alternate lifestyle, but it just seems like it's very explosive down there for some reason. But I did know the men that seemed like they were heterosexual. They liked thicker women. They didn't like really skin. They like women with hips and hips and dips and bumps and a pumps. What is that song by MC Hammer? I used to love that bumps and a pumps. So back in the day, he said, I'm going back to sleep. I woke up. Thank you. Thank you for subbing up to me. Oh, right outside of oh wow. Bless you. But I just not like the weather. The people down there were a lot nicer, I would say. Um, oh, okay. The people were to me a lot nicer. They were actually more nicer than the people in Dallas. That's what I was, because they talk about Southern hospitality, so it was to me they were much nicer. I had some relatives in College Park, Atlanta, Stone Mountain. I think that's what it's called, Stone Mountain. Um, uh, Marietta, Georgia. Uh-huh. So yeah, it was pretty interesting down there. As a musician, Phyllis Hyman killed herself. I actually took her death very hard. Our respect. Yeah, that was just a horrible story. I watched the documentary of Phyllis Hyman, and I was just like, that woman was so talented and beautiful. And it's like, see, this is what the music industry, when you are not, they feel like you're not marketable, they'll put you at the back burner and they'll put somebody younger or maybe more attractive, or they feel like is more I would say they can kind of commercialize their, I don't know, their their talent or something. I don't know what it is, but she was extremely talented and beautiful. And it's unfortunate that she unalived herself. But she was a lonely woman. She was very lonely. Um, she had a lot of self-image issues because of her weight up and down. And when you're in Hollywood or any type of music industry, they focus a lot on your looks. And if they don't feel like your look is marketable, then you're usually put on the back burner. Like Angie Stone. Everybody knew that if Angie Stone, even if she wasn't your type of singer, she was very talented within her own right. Angie Stone still didn't, to me, get the recognition that she deserved as being a artist. I mean, she even wrote songs for Mary J. Blige, and Mary J. Blige went way past her, and she was doing music way before Mary J. Blige. Like, but Mary J. Blige was a little bit more marketable in their eyes. But, Angie Stone was a heavy set black woman, dark skinned black woman at that. But she had a voice out of this world, very talented. And she seemed like she was a very sweet person. Just outside looking in, yep, Kelly Price. Kelly Price lost all that weight. She lost, most of it. Jill Scott, she another one. Jill Scott kind of got a little bit mainstream, but because she got into the movies and things like that. But like Angie Stone, to me, never got the attention that she deserved. To me, and then she was still fighting with the music executives over her money. And I'm like, why did this woman have to be 60 years old still fighting for getting paid what she deserves to be paid? Doesn't make any sense. Yeah, DMX, boy, DMX. And DMX, even though he was on them drugs and stuff, DMX seemed like he was highly intelligent. But, with the lifestyle that he lived, in his past, it kind of dragged him down a lot. I was listening at an interview of his ex-wife, and she was talking about his life growing up and how it really created a lot of barriers in his life and as an adult. Thank you, Red Wing. So good night. Good night to those who didn't stick around. I understand. Some of y'all gotta go to work. He said, "Oh, I be that song wasn't the one I was talking about." Oh, okay. Good night, Amber. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm not gonna, like I said, tap the screen 2 times. Hope that yeah, DMX has some type of energy that was out of this. Ooh, that was out of this world, boy. And boy, he could pray. Boy, if he would have really got himself together, he could be he probably could be one of the best preachers. He could pray. He could talk to you and make it so believable. I mean, he had a personality and talent unmatched. That's for sure. Yes, indeed. Yeah, he grew up in a rough way. That's why I say sometimes you look at your life, you don't have everything, but some people had it worse than you. Yeah, and see, he was introduced to crack cocaine at a very early age, and that was a habit, unfortunately, he couldn't shake. Some demons, they're a little stronger on you than others. But he grew up pretty rough. He had to learn how to make it out here in these cold streets. hmm Yeah, it's a lot of them like that. So we have to be thankful. And I think of some of these people, these rappers now, they're not like the rappers that came out back in the day, like 80s, early 90s, and early 2000s. These rappers now, you be like, honey, they a whole different beast. They have two different lifestyles. They have a lifestyle in front of the people. They have a lifestyle in front of people, and then they have the lifestyle that they have behind the scenes. And some of these people really have they have an alternate lifestyle. I'm just say that. Oh yeah, I got them. I'm about to show yourself. I would show you something, but it wouldn't be myself. It would be two middle fingers. And good night. But yeah, shout out to all of those rappers back in the day. Chameleon. Y'all remember Chameleon and what's that other Lil Flip and um everybody know. Remember the Ghetto Boys. Um uh, Bomb B, of course, Pimp C, all them. Um what was some other rappers in Houston? Cause we didn't have a lot of rappers like we did in Houston like they did in Dallas. Um, I can't think of all those rappers back in the day. I'm just not like, what's that? Slim Thug. Yeah, Chameleon there. I used to love Chameleon. I ain't gonna lie. Uh, what's that? Petey Pablo back in the day. Y'all remember Petey Pablo back in the early 2000s? Paul Wall. Yeah, Paul Wall. I did not know he was white until I saw a video. I said, "He white." Paul Wall, Missy Elliott. Boy, she looks totally different. Yeah, UGK boy. I just love me. Um, Ghetto Boys, and she said baby. I don't know what that is. Baby Bask. Little Kiki. Yeah, I remember little Kiki. Chingo. Oh yeah, I love Chingo. Waka Flocka. Um, well, Wale is still around. Bushweek Bill. Yeah, I used to like P.D. Pablo back in the day. Boy. Ooh, yes, indeed. Don't make me go back. Don't make me go back in the day. I like Lecrae. I like Lecrae now. Nemesis, Little Troy, Pastor Troy. I used to love Outkast, Goody Mob. I used to love Outkast and Goody Mob. Dungeon Family, yes, that was my stuff. Like, oh, I used to love Outkast and Goody Mob. Nobody could tell me I wasn't gonna marry Big Boy. Nobody was gonna tell me I was gonna go to Atlanta, meet Big Boy, and I was gonna marry him. I used to love his little short self. That was yeah, I used to love me some Outkast. Oh my God. Yes indeed. Oh, Missy had lupus, that's why she lost so much weight. I was trying to figure out what she had going on. But she looked good. Yes, indeed. Outcast was back in the day. I used to watch that movie Idlewild. I still watch it to this day. I saw it the other week. I like watching Idlewild. Um, yeah, I used man, I'm telling you, when I tell you I be listening to all types of music, I really do. Like I do not discriminate. 'Cause I can't get with the heavy metal though. I just can't get it. I can't get it. I ain't yeah, I don't believe in, that Ozzy, who was that Ozzy Osbourne with biting backs heads off. That is too far out for me. Aaliyah, Total, um oh, I used to love 112. Oh God. That was another one I wanted to marry on 112. I used to love me some 112. It's a H Town. Oh, it was so many people out there, man. Oh, so many different music groups out there. They don't have music groups like they used to. Like we used to Backstreet Boys. What's the one with Justin Timberlake in it? I forgot his not Backstreet Boys. I used to love New Kids on the Block. Man, I'm telling you, New Kids on the Block. Oh my gosh. I was in love with New Kids. Immature. All of those like immature. Miss Selena, do you like G Funk? Yeah, I do. Osborne. Jeffrey Osborne? That's what you talking about? NSYNC. Yeah. 'Cause I'm trying to figure out what is it Justin Timberland? What group was it? It was so many boy bands back in the day. It was so many boy. Oh, and I used to love High Five. I love the kissing game. That was my jam back in the day. High Five, the kissing game. Oh my gosh. Oh, that was man. And I think it's only one of them. It may be one or two of them still alive. They were out of Waco, Texas. But I used to love High Five. Oh my gosh. Mm, I used to love Immature. The one that played Roger on Sister Sister. I used to want to marry him too. I wanted to marry all of them. Shit, just either one, whichever one was cute that year or that month. That's the one I wanted to marry. Yeah, they had all them bad. Pretty Ricky, yeah, Pretty Ricky. How can I forget Tupac? And I ain't really too much like Biggie. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not a. The only person I really liked New York rap was is DMX. I was more like the Dirty South, Juvenile, the Hot Boys, stuff like that. I wasn't into no, but I did like DMX, but I wasn't into Biggie like that. Um, I like Tupac. Now Tupac, oh, he was talented to me. Not to say Biggie wasn't either. I just didn't like his flow like that. Like I didn't like his music, and I thought Tupac was cute, but Biggie, not so much. But yeah, I am finna go to bed. This has been fun talking to you guys. I hope you got something out of something. Um, Besides, I have a smart mouth and I like a lot of music. Oh yeah, Mystical, a masterpiece. But you know what, Mystical? I don't know. I used to like Mystical, but when he's going around here raping people, he got a sexual deviant problem. Okay, But I like me some Mystical. I thought he was so handsome. Master P. I used to like his brother, the one that's in jail, in prison, that used to date Monica. I can't think of his name right now, but he was so cute to me. Um, I can't think of his name, but I used to like him. Don't you remember Candace? What the hell? See Murder, yeah. That's who I used to love See Murder back in the day. Oh my God. Now I thought Master P was funny looking, but See Murder, he was so fine to me. I didn't really his brother. I didn't like his brother, but yeah, Steve Murder was off the hook. Okay, now that's your daddy nuts in your mouth. That's who. And make sure you X him out. Yeah, it's your daddy's nuts. No Limit took over Death Row. Yeah, these yeah, Pretty Brown Eyes. You knew who I was talking about. I love me some C Murder back in the day. And Shocker. That's what his name was. That's the other brother. I didn't like his rap flow. Like it was kind of all over the place. But he looked all right. But Steve Murder was. I thought he was so cute. It was all over the place. But you know that what's her name? Angela Simmons. She's a pretty girl, but she messed up when she passed on she kind of curved Romeo, little Romeo, for this gangster boy fiance she got had that baby by. Then she ended up with not what's his name? From Memphis. Damn, I can't my brain is gone. But what's that guy from Memphis, the rapper from Memphis that Young Dolph got into it with the other the other rapper. But anyway, hey Riders, she messed up when she curved little Romeo, honey. She could have been married with kids. She sit up there, she wanted the bad boys. See, I don't want bad boys. I don't want playboys and I don't want bad boys. If you either one, keep your ass on. I don't need none of that. I don't need no crash dummies experience. So I don't believe in doing it. That's over and done with. When you a teenager, you think that's cute. Young Gotti, yeah, Yo Gotti. I say Young Gotti, Yo Gotti. She sit up there and got with the one that got killed at first, boyfriend, fiance that she had that baby by. Then she got with Yo Gotti because he was so crazy. He wanted him some Angela Simmons. See, she wanted that bad boy kind of thing, but little Romeo was just a nice young man. He was a good man. She messed up with that. Trying she curved young little Romeo and now he happily with somebody with a child. And her she done got with this the first guy got killed. He was in some kind of I guess some still in some bad business with somebody. I don't know. So, and then he got with Yo Gotti, and Yo Gotti ain't gonna be faithful. Yo Gotti got too many hoes around him, and he don't have to be faithful because he got a lot of money. Okay, and most men with money and influence, they ain't gonna be faithful. So it's sad, but it's true for the most part. Oh, little Bow Wow, he's a whore. I'm not no offense, but a little Bow Wow's all over the place. He's just like a little puppet, like a little dog, just going around. He'll sleep with anything. Yeah, well, I shouldn't say that. I don't know that. I don't know that guy. Forgive me for that judgment. But Lil Romeo was my favorite because I used to watch that reality show that they were on, and I thought he was so nice. I'm like, oh my God, he is so sweet and he's so cute. She messed up. Now she gotta suffer for her consequences of liking bad boys. See what bad boys get you? Alone. And they get you not only alone, but you go through these traumatic experiences where you don't even want to be in love anymore. So thank God I got over that phase in 8th grade. Cause I run from men. If you resemble a playboy or now I can deal with a reformed playboy because anybody can change, but I don't go looking for the guys that have all the women. I don't go looking for guys that's the bad boy that's out there in the streets. I could have had a drug dealer boyfriend, okay, that like pull weight, like real weight, but I don't want that. Shit, I don't want to be looking behind my back every time I turn around. Ain't got time for that. Shit, I can be with somebody that push a whole bunch of weight, but I just said no. Yeah, that you not my. I can't go that way with you. I can't. You can't be my type. But yeah, we are. No, yo, got it making chess moves. Yes, indeed. I still believe he might have had something to do with, or he knows who did that to Young Dolph. I mean, I'm just keeping it 100. You see, was it last year? His brother went to a funeral, and I think somebody killed, unalived his brother at a funeral that he was attending. Like I say, I don't know who did what, but you never get out of this life without reaping what you sow. That's all I'm gonna say. So I don't know who did what or what. I'm just saying. He said according to the Diddy track. Oh, and that Diddy. Oh my gosh, that sexual deviant. I'm like, I don't even know why in the world anybody would fool with Diddy. And that girl, Young Miami, I think she was a beard. Basically, he probably was sleeping around with Saucy Santana. And then he just used the woman, as the cover up because Saucy Santana and Young Miami were friends, best friends. So he probably used her as cover up. He know he like him some pain. It wasn't Gotti, it was that brother. It probably well, you probably right. Like I said, of course he ain't gonna say nothing because that's his brother, you know. But and it could ultimately fall on him. So, but the streets know. Sometimes the streets, of course, don't talk, but the streets, people, they know who did it. But it's a no snitch rule in the hood, so people ain't gonna do too much talking. You people are really weird. You said you saw me at Walmart. You said, "Yo, saw you yesterday at Walmart buying a bunch of baby oil, plastic bags, plastic bags." Going about going to a party in Los Angeles. Seemed very excited. That's funny, but you're still gonna be blocked. Think that's hilarious. Shout out to you, mediation zone. You're weird though, but that was hilarious. Yeah, no, that was you I saw with the plastic bags and the baby oil. That's you. I saw you the other day. Mm, Going to a party. You going to Diddy's party? Oh no, I forgot Diddy's right now he's locked up. But you going to a baby oil party, mediation zone? Oh, okay. Shout out to you. But I'm finna get off this live. I hope you guys had fun tonight. I don't know why no one wanted to hit the live, but I mean not live, but hit the the link to come up. But maybe the next time. I appreciate you guys for coming through. I hope that I entertained you some, that you didn't get totally lost in the conversation that I was having with myself and you. Most time I felt like I was talking to myself. Sometimes I hate doing these lives because the other live, where you can do in your StreamYard, people I guess actually feel comfortable to come up, but for some reason they don't feel comfortable coming up on the YouTube lives, which is interesting. But shout out to Selena's Couch. Thank you so much for coming through. I hope that you have a nice night, and I will talk to you later. Please make sure you press the like button, like, share, and subscribe. If you can press the screen 2 times, I would truly appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming through, guys. Love y'all to Reese's Pieces. Bye.